When we think of our president, we think of how strong they are, how trustworthy they have to be. What they do affects not only them, but affects our country. On June 17th, 1972, there was an incident at Watergate. A security guard was roaming around and found that someone had put tape over the doors in the Watergate building. The doors had tape over the locks so that that someone could easily come in and out of these rooms. That being said, the security guard called someone for backup to help figure out what was going on, and with that, they started investigating. When they started investigating, they found 5 men that were committed to the burglaries of Watergate, which were Virgilio Gonzalez, Eugenio Martinez, Frank Sturgis, Bernard Barker, and James McCord. These 5 men also work in the National Democratic Committee, and when they found this out, there was a lot of controversy in what was going on. Now, you're probably asking why? Why are they doing this? What is going on? Like, why are they doing what they are doing? Sooner or later, some people investigated more and found out that all of this is committed to President Nixon. That is crazy to think about because our president is supposed to be someone we trust, someone that doesn't need to do anything behind anyone's back. And this was an incident that proved that he is not who he says he is. President Nixon has also been getting a lot of issues with Vietnam at the time. So the country was split in half already with what they believed in, and some people just did not support him. Well, more investigating, 2 men, which were Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, that work at the Washington Post, started to get more curious about what was going on. These 2 men found out what was going on. They looked up all the money that was moving in and out of these people's bank accounts and found out that there was hush money from President Nixon to these men so they could move around the certain documents and stuff like that. Basically, they were going into the building and trying to help President Nixon win his re-election. Not only did they try to steal stuff from the burglary, but they also wiretapped phones. They stole documents that were not supposed to be taken. Wiretapping a phone was just not needed because, that is invading someone's privacy and what they were talking about. So obviously they were trying to figure out something, and some things just didn't work out, including this burglary that they tried to do. There was top secret documents that bugged the office's phone. These men were caught red-handed in what they were doing. More investigation, they found out that Nixon had come out with a speech, and his speech was saying that he had nothing to do with what was going on, and it was kind of making everyone curious because nobody was a fan of him already because of what was going on with the country, but also they really wanted to know if this was true or not. And Nixon had these tapes, and these tapes had they were used in his office while he was talking to people, and these tapes were had some important talking in them with other people. And there's actually a tape that they got a hand of because Supreme Court asked for these tapes from him because he would not give them up. That's already something so shady for the president to do. He obviously didn't want us to see those tapes, so this could prove that he's hiding something. There's also evidence of the tape that was on the doors, the wiretapping, and the hush money. And this all leads to President Nixon and all the awful things that he told these people to do for him so he could win the re-election.